Did you know that you can make a healthy, tasty ice cream just by blending up a frozen banana? It can be done, and I'll show you how. I'm Lorelei, registered dietitian nutritionist. Welcome to my kitchen. My goal is to find creative ways to help you stay healthy in your kitchen. Today, I'm going to show you 3 versions of healthy ice cream that you can make on your own in a food processor using frozen fruit. So the first one, as I mentioned, is going to be banana, and we're going to use bananas and cocoa powder. So it's going to be chocolate ice cream, but you could add cinnamon to your bananas. You could add vanilla to your bananas if you want to change up the flavors a little bit. Now we're going to freeze these bananas. I have 2 here that you can kind of see. This one is yellow with a little bit of brown. This is what you want to use. This one's still got a hint of green to it. These are fine for eating, but probably not for freezing and blending. And here's why. When you're eating things that are cold, it's actually harder to perceive a sweet taste. So we're wanting to use fruits that are sweet. And the riper your banana, the sweeter it is. These green bananas, tasty, but there's not as much sweetness to them. So when you blend them up, especially when they're frozen and cold, you're not going to get that sweet flavor that we're actually looking for. The other fruits that we're going to use today are grapes and mangoes because these are actually really sweet fruits. Using something like berries is probably not going to taste great just because it's not that sweet. And even when we make smoothies or something like that with berries, usually we'll combine it with a sweeter fruit like banana or mango or etc., just to give it a little bit of that sweeter flavor that makes it taste really, really good. Okay, so the basic recipe is this: 2 frozen bananas, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. We're gonna use 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder per banana. Throw it in a food processor. Now, I actually recommend giving the bananas maybe 10 or 15 minutes to thaw a little bit before popping them in the food processor. It's just gonna make it a little bit easier, but you don't want them to thaw completely because we are going for that kind of soft serve ice cream consistency. It's gonna take a while to blend these up, and you may actually need to use a spatula to scrape it down a few times, etc., but don't add any liquid because that's gonna turn it into more of a shake. And what we're really looking for is that creamy consistency that we get with something like ice cream. This one you may have seen before. It's pretty straightforward and it's pretty well known, but it is delicious, and it really is just these 2 ingredients. So go ahead and cut up your frozen banana into chunks just to make it a little easier on your food processor. This can probably also be done in a Vitamix. I can't promise that because I don't have one, but a regular blender is probably not going to be able to handle a bunch of frozen fruit without any liquid in it. So that's why I'm using the food processor today. These have thawed a little bit, but they're still mostly frozen, and that's what we want. And then just pop them in. 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. This is like baking cocoa powder. It's not sweetened. It's not like a hot cocoa mix. Just plain cocoa powder. You could add vanilla or something like that as well to this ice cream, but I'm just going to keep it simple today. Just the banana and cocoa powder. Blend it as long as you need to get it to that smooth and creamy consistency, but don't go too long because it will start to thaw the longer you process it. The next variation I'm going to show you is using grapes. I know some people will eat frozen grapes just as a sweet treat. Personally, I can't stand the idea of biting into something frozen, but if you freeze your grapes and blend it up, you can make a version of ice cream. Now, grapes are probably not going to be quite as smooth and creamy as something like bananas, so I'm going to add a couple of extra ingredients to this smoothie. I'm going to add some avocado. So this is going to add some creaminess and some fat to give it a little bit of that creamy mouthfeel, but avocado is a whole food, so although we're adding fat to this, we're also adding some nutrition. I'm also going to add some edamame. At first I thought, okay, well, edamame, frozen edamame, I can just throw it in there with the grapes and blend it all up. I actually found that the edamame stayed in little bits in there and was a little harder to eat. So I'm gonna blend up the edamame thawed with the avocado first and then add in the frozen grapes. Again, giving them maybe 10 minutes to thaw so that we can get a creamier, smoother consistency. And this is gonna be a nice green ice cream. Of course, you can use red grapes instead, but I actually wanted to go with the green theme, so we're gonna make this a green ice cream. This edamame, of course, is adding some protein, so this actually makes it a more of a complete snack kind of situation where we're getting some fruit, we're getting some fat, and we're getting some edamame. We're gonna use about 1.5 cups of grapes, which is around 30 grapes, depending on the size of your grapes, of course. We're gonna use half an avocado and just 1/4 cup of edamame. But even this much edamame is gonna add a couple grams of protein to each serving. This is gonna make 2 servings. And in fact, all of these ones that I'm demonstrating today are gonna be about 2 servings. And it's about 150 calories per serving. Now, if you were to have a serving of ice cream, which is, believe it or not, 1/2 cup, I don't know who sticks to 1/2 cup, but that's what it's supposed to be. I looked up the calories in ice cream and you get a wide range of options for how many calories are in 1/2 cup of ice cream. The ice cream I have in my freezer is about 250 calories per 1/2 cup, but online I found some references that suggest that ice cream may be less than 150 calories per 1/2 cup serving. However, we're getting approximately 150 calories from this and we're using whole foods. There's nothing wrong with calories. We definitely don't want to avoid calories. That's where we get our energy from. But the idea is to get nutrients with your calories. Nutrients meaning things like vitamins and minerals and fiber and water. And when we're using whole foods, things like fruits and vegetables and avocado, we also have the opportunity to get some of those extra phytochemicals and things that have antioxidant properties that come packed in the food, but it's really hard to pull out and create in and of themselves. As I mentioned, we're gonna start off with the edamame and the avocado. Again, 1/4 cup of edamame and about 1/2 of a medium avocado. This was kind of a large one, so it's a little less than half of it, but put that in the processor first, and then once those are smooth and creamy, we're gonna go ahead and add the frozen green grapes and finish the processing. The third variation we're gonna do is gonna be a bit of an experiment today. I'm all for experimenting in the kitchen and seeing how things work out. We're gonna do mango and red pepper, because why not? It's gonna give a little bit of a boost to the color of this ice cream, and red pepper and mango I think are gonna be a fun combination to try. So we're gonna use 1.5 cups of frozen mango. You can buy frozen mango from the store or you can freeze your own, which is actually what I did today. I had a mango, I chopped it up, I put it in the freezer. The red pepper we're gonna use fresh. In terms of nutritional value, there's really no difference between fresh and frozen fruit. In some ways, it's possible that frozen fruit may actually be preferable because the growers are able to pick that fruit when it is at its prime of ripeness and freeze it immediately. When growers are having to ship fresh fruit across states, they often have to pick it before it's ripe so that it doesn't go bad in transit. So don't shy away from using frozen fruits. They are at least as good as their fresh counterparts and potentially better, and you can keep them in the freezer for as long as you need them and then take them out as needed. All right, so let's get blending. When you're making these at home, I recommend doing, maybe just one at a time. These don't refreeze real well. Like ice cream, you can put it back in the freezer and it's gonna be just fine. These, if you put them in the freezer, they're gonna crystallize, so you really do wanna eat these right when you make them. I'm gonna be making 3 different kinds and they're gonna have to get eaten right away. Oh dear me, what am I going to do? And voila, we have 3 versions of blended frozen fruit ice cream made right in the food processor. And today we have a special guest. I'm gonna introduce our blind taster who's gonna come in, who's gonna make his way in and see if we can. Careful, because these are in glass containers, so I don't want you to accidentally knock them over.
I hear we have a fancy event.
No, it's
for judging.
for judging. The judging is really fancy. But these are actually something that you can have for a non-event because they're healthy. How would you like to taste some ice cream today, blind taster?
Is it fancy ice cream?
Actually, no.
What?
I know. Is that okay?
I don't know. I can't see.
Yeah. Why don't we start with the first one? Go ahead. Over a little to your right, a little down. No, to your left, to your left.
You said it
Okay,
was drinkable.
down. Okay. Oh, you got one spoon. That's not the first one, though. There you go. There's the first one. Go ahead and...
What am I holding? What things are these things in? Bowls?
They're in wine glasses. It's a tasting.
Oh, that is fancy.
You don't know how to use a spoon. That's my mouth. Okay, here we go. You don't have to blow on it. It's not hot. It's cold, in fact.
I'm picking up notes of chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Peanut butter.
No, you're
It
wrong.
feels like
Sorry,
butter.
taster.
It's pleasant.
Okay.
It got a good texture.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the things my judgment is acceptable.
Okay.
It's like a coffee-esque chocolate peanut butter ice cream.
Okay. And we'll move you to the next one.
I'm
gonna let you feed yourself. I think you can manage. This is the same size spoon as before.
Let me examine the bouquet.
It's gonna be hard to smell. It's kind of cold.
I don't smell anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is not pleasant.
Our blind taster is not a fan of the green one.
It's rather pulpy. It's like a smoothie that has not quite managed to exist.
You've licked the spoon well. All right.
Well, I don't want to leave it
You
dirty.
taste it. I like it.
No, that's yours.
Yeah, I like it a lot, actually. Get a different spoonful. You might have just gotten one that's like kind of crystallized.
Really? I need to eat more? That's something I don't like to know I don't like it.
Yes, you do. This is how you get children to like foods. You get them to taste it at least like 9 times.
I'm not a fan.
All right, fine. Okay, so this last one I have low hopes for.
Oh,
This one is, well, the other one.
the other one.
Hang on. It's about to drip, so here you go. All right, don't try to smell
A
them.
little earthier.
Okay, it's gonna fall on the floor.
It's okay. A little more balanced flavor.
Okay.
It's a little bit more like something as opposed to just like, ugh. Fruit
Wow.
detritus.
You're so descriptive. Where did you train as a blind taster?
Bonk.
How can you find me to bonk me if you're really blindfolded? I'm starting to be skeptical of this premise. You can see me! You're not blind after all.
Aha! It's really Joe!
Oh my god, Joe, that's you!
Yes.
I had no idea. I would never have detected.
That's the value of disguise.
Yeah. I want to taste this one.
So they're good colors. They're good colors. This one, yeah, I'd go
Oh, this one's fun.
2, definitely not.
Okay. I actually really like them all, and we can't please everyone all the time.
You should try.
But give them a try. This one is the most basic, the most simple, probably the easiest to please. This one is grape and avocado and edamame.
Oh,
So this is
edamame
probably
is
the
probably
most
not.
adventurous.
Oh.
This is mango and red pepper.
Yeah, that one's fine.
Yeah, okay, great. So this was kind of the experiment, but I thought it might be fun. So there you have it. Some ways to try some sweet snack treats, a little healthier than ice cream. So
I hear somewhere someone needs a blind taste tester. I must go. Don't forget me.
okay,
My work here is done.
don't forget your blindfold. Thanks so much for watching today. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. Let me know if you have any questions or comments about anything, and catch us later cooking more in the kitchen with Nutrition with Lorelei. Take care. Bye-bye.